Hi guys, welcome back to Finpact. The crypto market has been... I don't really have words. But anyway, I need to find some words because we're going to go into exactly what happened and what my strategy is going forward in this bear market. Before we jump into this video, guys, I've got a quote for you guys. If you loved Bitcoin at $60,000, what makes you not love it at $30,000 or $20,000? The point of this quote is to weed out those that are not into crypto for the long term. It's sort of saying to you that the intrinsic value of Bitcoin as a store of value and DeFi in general has not actually changed. So why get annoyed at the crypto markets? Because the market sentiment is, well, at this point, terrible. Now, before we go into what happened with Luna and the current state of the market and what the future is, I want to say something. Throughout my time in this channel, I have always said that when you see all-time highs, you are supposed to sell. You are supposed to at least get back your investment. I have always done that. And I'm not saying you can predict exactly when the top is, but when you see overconfidence in the markets and loads of people are buying, then that's when the greed is high, and the fear and greed index tends to signal that. So do check that out. Now, I think the really important thing is to have a risk management strategy, which I think a lot of people in crypto don't really do. Now, in times of bear markets, which is what we're in right now and what we were in just prior to around October, November 2021, this is the time you are supposed to buy, in the sense that I know the fear is high, but investing is very counterintuitive to what the rest of the people are doing. That's why some people win and some people miss out. So when there's a bear market, your downside is very low because you know the prices are already very low. You buy in. So any upside after that, even when you enter into the bull run, is going to be profits for you with less risk. So if you bought in at, I don't know, a 0.3 Cardano, for example, last year, which is what I did, then when Cardano hit 2.4, I actually sold before at around $1.7 Cardano. And what that meant was that I still made an 8x return and I was content. I sold. And now I do think the market is going to show even lower values for Bitcoin, because I'm going to go into the Bitcoin rainbow chart in this video. But right now I do believe that with these crashes, with these low prices, it is a great time to buy. But I think it's actually going to go down lower. So I'm waiting a couple of weeks till it gets lower. And I'm going to show you the Bitcoin rainbow chart, which I really believe in. I think it's a great way of seeing the cycles over the years for Bitcoin and when the right time to buy and sell is. At least it's a good indicator for my own personal portfolio. And I think I have never made any decisions where I'm like scratching my head going, oh my gosh, I've lost too much. No, generally I've stayed away from buying when you see huge all-time highs, and I have generally bought when you see bear markets. Of course, I've made my mistakes too, but that's why I'm sharing them with you guys. Now, another disclaimer is something else I want to make. In the past, I've made this will 100x in one day, and many of them have. Now, I've got a lot of comments where people are saying, look at the price now, it's terrible. Well, yes, we are in a bear market. When I tell you there's a 100x project and it can 100x in a day, especially when it's a new project, I'm telling you that there is a potential opportunity out there, and this is the marketing behind it. This is the project. It's a good project, but I'm not saying that you hold on to that token for years and years and years. You are supposed to sell when you see the all-time high. If you get in and you make even a 5x return, that is a good enough amount with those hype projects when they're being launched. Of course, you can hold some for the longer term, but definitely take out your initial investment. Because even if you don't get in at an IDO price, even if you get in when a new token is listed and there's a lot of hype around it and you see the price go up 10x, 20x from when you get in at the listing price, when you see that 10x, 20x, at least take out your initial capital. And then maybe you can buy back in with some of the profits. But that's a good risk management strategy, which a lot of people have not been understanding. And I've been trying to say that. And I've been getting comments like, oh my gosh, it's like 100x down or something. I'm like, well, yeah, we're in a bear market. You have to have a disciplined strategy. If you follow the crowd, you're going to get the results that the crowd gets. If you follow a disciplined manner of investing and you go against your emotional judgments of, oh my gosh, everyone's investing, I need to get involved, then you will win. At least it's always worked for me in that way. Now, enough rambling, let's go into the current market state, and I will go into what my plan is for my investment portfolio. So Luna, which was a coin a lot of us were bullish on, but none of us could have anticipated that this would have happened. As you can see, the price of Terra Luna is practically worthless. It's 0.000. Basically, everyone dumped. Now, everyone dumped Terra Luna because Terra Luna is the sister of the controversial stablecoin Terra USD, or what you call UST. So stablecoins tend to be pegged to real currencies out there. So Terra USD is pegged to the dollar, so 1-to-1. So 1 UST is the same as $1. But on Thursday, one token of UST, which was initially $1, fell to 40 cents. Guys, this literally sent shockwaves across the crypto market. Every single cryptocurrency has reacted. It's pretty much caused the collapse of the crypto market, going back into a bear market, at least for a couple of months, in my opinion. Just take a look at this chart. And if you actually go to what Terra Luna's all-time high was, the all-time high was $119. And it's not even a cent. It's like 0.000. Basically, everyone has liquidated. There's no trust in Terra Luna at this moment, which is such a shame because Terra Luna was ranked as one of the top 10 most valuable cryptocurrencies, and I was super bullish on it as well. But the issue actually makes us rethink stablecoins in general. So UST is created by Terraform Labs, and this is an algorithmic stablecoin. So what do I mean by an algorithmic stablecoin? So instead of having cash or other assets to back the value of the token, it uses a mix of code and the Terra Luna token to help stabilize the process. But the idea of having an algorithmic stablecoin instead of having a backing reserve is kind of messy. Well, clearly it's messy. We've just seen that. But it's messy because you're claiming to build a stable thing out of unstable things. It's like a lower quality banking reserve. Now, this crash I tend to see very similarly to the Lehman Brothers 2008 collapse. When the housing market had the bubble, the crash happened, the banks didn't have enough reserves to, bail themselves out. The government had to get involved, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the story. I'm not going to go into the financial crisis again, but if you don't know it, go Google it. What are you doing? You should know about that. But this could be a very similar scenario. I think it's also caused a lot of DeFi skeptics to put their hands up and say, see, this is why you need centralization. Now, the issue is, I'm an advocate of DeFi, hence this channel, obviously. But I think this entire scenario with Terra, so unfortunate, but it's shown us that we can't put our trust and all our assets in cryptos alone. That is definitely something I've never done. I've never put all my investments just in crypto. I've also been quite selective in diversifying my portfolio because if one tanks, something like this happens, then at least you have your other holdings. Anyway, let's take a look at the Bitcoin rainbow chart to see where we're at and kind of reassure us. Because look at this. When we started in 2013, this is just when we exceed the red territory. That's when we are basically needing to sell. We're in a bubble territory. The market is going to crash. You might see some ups and downs in the price, but then we enter, like say a couple of years of a bear market. And then back in 2018, so that was 5 years later, we had another bull run. And also just to mention, 2013 to 2018 is a 5-year gap. Each bull run that comes about next tends to be in a shorter time frame. So the bull run after 2018 was in 2021. And the reason it was in 2021 is because now people are actually adopting crypto. Yes, the markets have crashed, but crypto is here to stay. The use cases behind it, the decentralization concept, the autonomy people have, just all of it, GameFi, blockchain uses. I would end up speaking for 20 million hours if I have to go through all the use cases of why crypto and DeFi and all this stuff is here to stay. But to save you the time, because people have really adopted crypto, maybe not to the extent we want it yet, but people have adopted to crypto. Everyone and their grandma knows what crypto is. Even my grandma, she may not know what it is, but she does know of it. So that's why this bull run came very quickly after the 2018 bull run. So if you take a look just over historically, 2018, 2017 it started and it kind of lasted till 2019. We saw a little upswing there, a mini bull run, and then we were back down because of the pandemic, and the entire market was, in the stock market and in the crypto market, was down because of the uncertainty with the pandemic. So after that, when restrictions started easing, I even think people started thinking more in lockdown and wanting to invest money, looking at alternative ideas, businesses. People had businesses crop up left, right, and center in the pandemic. Basically, I ideas were blossoming in this period, and that's when we entered back into a bull run. Now, notice this bull run is very different to the bull runs we've seen in the past. Based on the rainbow chart, the crashes have not been as hard hit as they were here. Look at these spikes. Look at these spikes. And then the crashes are all the way here. As you can see, we are approaching and we're around a 30,000 Bitcoin right now. But as we start getting lower, I do think we could even go as low as a 21, 22, 21,000 Bitcoin at the lowest in this bull run, because remember, a lot of institutions have bought up Bitcoin and are just holding as a reserve. That gives us a price floor, which I think is around 20 to 23, 24, 25,000 dollar Bitcoin. But here's the good news about that whole long-winded explanation I said about mass adoption. Because so many people are invested in crypto and are using it and are building businesses and, well, just using it for all it has to offer, blockchain, everything, the next bull run will not be, in my opinion, in 5 years or 3 years. I do think we will have a bit of a bearish period for the next few, let's say, year to potentially 2024 at the latest. I do think at the latest, by 2024 end, we'll see a bull run. The earliest, I think it could be 2023 beginning. 2022 end seems a bit unlikely. And the reasons I say is because right now in the macroeconomic world, there is so much happening that is something you should pay attention to. High inflation. That's number one. The Federal Reserve has been consistently hiking interest rates. That has caused the stock market, especially tech growth stocks, which are high risk, high reward, have, well, basically crashed as well. Crypto, very similar concepts, high risk, high reward, have come crashing down. Also, geopolitical risk with Russia, Ukraine, that has not helped, of course, because that has caused, well, global supply chain shortages and commodity prices have risen, fuel costs have risen. All of this combined just gives us a bit of a not so great scenario. I did think this bull run would last longer, but the good news is, despite it not having lasted as long as I thought, the bear market will not last as long as the previous bear markets. So this might not be all doom and gloom. Now is the time is to re-strategize, learn from the mistakes you made in this bull run when you maybe bought something at an all-time high, things like that, and re-strategize on what your execution plan is in the next bull run. Anyway, guys, I know this was more of a chatty video. I wanted to talk about the crash. Let's talk about my strategy going forward. So I'm going to be buying Bitcoin at the $25,000 level. I do think it could go down a bit more, maybe to 23, 20. It might just bounce back at 20. I don't know if it will go as low as 20, unless the entire world melts down. Then it will go, obviously that's or like a meteor hits or aliens invade us or something like that. But unlikely. So I am going to enter at around the $25,000 region. If it goes down a bit, I don't mind. I know it's a bit of a low risk if it goes down a bit more. So I'm going to enter then, and I'm going to also re-enter into a lot of my favorite altcoins when Bitcoin hits that level. As you know, Bitcoin is that confidence indicator. Altcoins tend to follow. When Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up in exaggerated manners. If Bitcoin goes down, altcoins tend to crash in exaggerated manners. I know this is not the trending hype video that everyone wants to see, but this is what I really think, and this is what I've always said on my channel. If you've watched my videos on the bull run, I predicted when the bull run would end, and I'm not trying to toot my own trumpet, but I said this looked like a dead cat bounce situation. If you haven't seen those videos, go back to some of my earlier videos when the bull run started ending. Then I mentioned the dead cat bounce situation in a lot of those coins. But anyway, guys, this video is probably long enough than my usual videos, and if you want me to show you my strategy, talk more about the psychology of investing, or you want me to review actual fundamentally good coins, then let me know. I will do that for you, because at the end of the day, market sentiment does not mean the intrinsic value of a stock or a crypto has necessarily changed. It just means the market sentiment is low for everyone right now. So you need to weed all the rubbish stocks and the rubbish cryptos out and pick the good ones, get them at good prices, and then you'll reap the rewards during the next bull run. Anyway, guys, where I'm filming from without my usual background in space, I'm actually currently in Serbia for one of the biggest NFT crypto metaverse conferences. So I will be vlogging it and posting it in one of my upcoming videos. So stay tuned for that. And till then, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.